Hi, everyone, and welcome to Sentinel Sports Extra, Cleveland Guardians Weekly Report. We will review the past week and preview the upcoming week. Or should I say, we will review the disastrous last week. And let's be honest, folks, it was a disaster. It was a complete and total disaster. You can't deny this. Anyone who I know there's a lot of delusional people out there right now that think this is going just fine. And yes, maybe they could rebound in the second half if the schedule isn't as tough, and it isn't. But I do not see this team recovering. I don't. And I honestly do not see Stephen Vogt being this team's manager in the long run. He'll probably survive the year. He won manager of the year last year. But I can't see him being the manager of this team too long unless this organization is 100% analytics driven now. And if they are, we're in real trouble. We are going to have bad seasons for a while. Okay? You do not win with the all analytics approach. I don't care what any millennial tells you. You don't do it. It takes a combination of knowing the game and analytics. I'm not saying you don't use analytics at all, although we're not going to use analytics on this broadcast. So it's ridiculous. I just can't even. It's terrible. I said they go 2-4 last week, and I thought I was being pessimistic. They went 1-5. They happened to win that last game against the Reds. On Wednesday, 11-2. They blew them out. 2 runs, first game in Seattle. They scored 5 runs on the weekend in Seattle. 5 runs. Oh, yeah. This platooning shit is really working, isn't it? It's really working. Oh, and I also want to mention Roger in Cuyahoga Falls. Oh, Roger. He thinks he's such a big shot. I tweeted that the team is in trouble last night. And big shot Roger from Cuyahoga Falls, had to chime in like he knows everything. He's just the smartest guy in the world. Roger in Cuyahoga Falls. You know what we normally have? We normally have people like Roger in Cuyahoga Falls who think they know everything. And of course, who are they affiliated with, or who do they obsess over and talk about constantly? They talk about the Browns. Roger is a Browns podcaster. Yeah, he is. Oh, and he was born in Little Italy too. So he's a big shot. Okay. He's the co-host of Dog Chug Podcast. What does that tell you? Let's talk about the Browns when we're drunk. Probably. Roger says you should immediately take sports writer out of your bio. There are laws against identity theft. Well, Roger, don't act like you're a big shot. No matter how many followers you have, Roger, you're a Browns idiot. Stick to the Browns, Roger in Cuyahoga Falls. Okay? Stick to the Browns, Roger. All right? No one respects people like you. And you could say they don't respect me, but I know a lot of people that do. So, Roger, shove it up your ass, okay? Let's move on. 1-5 last week. I've been watching this team since 1975. When I was 7, I became a fan. Went to my first game. This reminds me of the 80s right now. The terrible, putting a terrible product on the field. It's kind of like the 80s, 70s, and 80s because you have one thing, but you don't have the other. You can't put them both together. They have good pitching. No one can doubt this pitching. Even the starters who no one expected to do anything this year are good. Logan Allen, Slade Ciccone, Louis Ortiz. They've been fine. The bullpen's been good. It's not as good as last year, but geez, it was like historic last year. But the lineup they're putting on the field, the front office and Stephen Vogt are responsible for this. They can't blame anyone else. Don't tell me about injuries. Who's injured right now? Who would make such a huge difference in that starting lineup? And none of you millennials better not give me Travis Bazzana. Jesus, the kid's not ready yet. Even if he was healthy, he's not ready yet. And Chase DeLauter, he'll be up at some point, but obviously he's not ready yet. Give him more than a few weeks. My God. Do you people have any common sense? Guys like Roger and Cuyahoga Falls probably think he should be up because they're dumb about handling draft picks because they follow the worst organization in sports, the Cleveland Browns. So, and they talk about them. Roger kills me, like criticizing me for my tweet last night when Browns podcasters and writers are the most dramatic people on the face of the earth. They are so dramatic. They foam at the mouth over one play. They act like their life is over on Sundays when their team loses. Give me a break. Give me a break. So, 1-5 against the Reds and the Mariners. They got swept by the Mariners in Seattle. That was awful. That was really ugly. It was really ugly. They only got outscored 17-5 in a 3-game series. 17-5. And I'm sure Stephen Vogt will say everything's okay. Things are going good. You can see the stress on that guy's face. You can see the stress on his face. And I want to make this clear right here. As a person, I've got nothing against Stephen Vogt. I don't. By all accounts, he's a really good person. But he's not doing a good job managing. And that little Napoleon he's got as his bench coach, Craig Albanese, who I will not say is a good person because I've dealt with him one-on-one covering minor league baseball. He is not a good person. He's a horrible human being. He's a rotten guy who suffers from Napoleon complex because he's about 5 feet tall. I'm not tall either, but he really suffers from it because he's not tall and he's not a nice guy. So Stephen Vogt is stressing out. You could tell in those post-game press conferences. You could just tell that it's stressful right now. And it should be. Because if things keep going like this, he won't have his job long. I think he'll make the year since he won Manager of the Year last year. I think you look. But maybe he'll keep his job long term because they love this analytics approach, which is a complete joke. So, but, they won one game against Cincinnati, and they got swept by the Mariners, scoring 5 runs on the weekend. They scored 20 runs for the week. and gave up 27. So some will say, oh, that's not that. They didn't get outscored that bad. But they got outscored. They won one game. Okay, come on. Come on. It's ridiculous. If you think this team's in good shape right now, I do have some swampland in the Sahara Desert to sell you, because this team is in trouble. Don't let the know-it-all millennial podcasters who think they know everything, who know no history of the team before 1995, don't let them tell you this is good. I saw a tweet today from somebody that said, the team's fine. The team is fine. You obviously weren't around during the Wedge and Acta eras. Are you kidding me? Yes, I wasn't a fan of Eric Wedge, and Manny Acta did not do very well. But Eric Wedge made the playoffs. How about those of us who are concerned with the way things are going right now, and we were around for the 41-year drought of playoffs? Yeah. What about us? What about a person like me, okay, who was 28 years old when they made the playoffs for the first time? We're concerned about where this team is headed. And we've seen a lot more baseball than these millennials who act like they know everything. They're so annoying. There's a number of them. I think maybe I'll do a show one week and we'll have a segment where we call them all out. I know a guy that used to write for me. If he watches this, he denies that he wrote for me. I know he'll love it, because his last thing he ever said to me was, you love to call people out. Well, yeah, I do. When they say stupid things, just like you, acting like you knew what spin mirroring was when you didn't know. So let's face it. This team's in trouble. At this point, I don't see this team making the playoffs. I got mad at people over the winter when they said they were going to be a fourth-place team. I'm starting to believe that. They definitely could fall below the Royals in the – oh, I hate the Twins. But they could fall below them too. Oh, they're below them right now. But let's look at the upcoming week, which is brutal. Okay? Even though they get to go to Oakland at the end of it. It's brutal. They're going into San Francisco, who's 41-31, has a competent manager in Bob Melvin. He knows how to handle the mix of analytics and, what he sees. I doubt if Bob Melvin would have destroyed John Kenzie Noel like Stephen Vogt in the front office here did. But the Giants 41-31. They're 2 games behind the Dodgers. They're in second place in the National League West. They're 1 game up in the wild card. They're 7-3 in their last 10. They've lost 2 straight. Oh, that's great. And they are a plus 45 in the run category. Oh, and they just picked up Rafael Devers last night in a trade with Boston. So that's good. Devers kills the Guardians, and he'll arrive just in time to kill them again. We got Tuesday at 9:45. Ciccone against Robbie Ray, another good pitcher. And then Logan Allen against, to be determined, on Wednesday at 9:45. And then Thursday, 4:05, getaway day, Gavin Williams against, to be determined, because they traded a couple pitchers to get Devers. Red Sox fans aren't happy about that trade. That makes me happy. But they're a bunch of know-it-alls too. They should be Browns podcasters, Red Sox fans. But because they know everything. And then after the 3-game series in San Francisco, they go to the Athletics in San Francisco or Sacramento. They're 29-44. They're 13 games out of first place. They're in last. They're 8.5 out of the wild card. They started off well, and now they're struggling. But they are 6-4 in their last 10. They won 3 straight. So, and they have a run differential of minus 113. So what'll happen? Well, they'll probably sweep the Guardians. So I just, I make my prediction every week. The Guardians are 33 in third place, 4.5 game or 9.5 out of first, 1 game behind out of the wild card, minus 26 in the run differential. 2-8 in their last 10 games. They've been terrible. They have been terrible. What's their record since they sent John Kenzie Noel to the minor leagues? Let's see here. What's their record since they sent John Kenzie Noel down to Columbus? They are 2-8. They are 2-5 since they sent John Kenzie Noel to Columbus. Boy, that move's working out, isn't it? That move's really working out. Now they still got Nolan Jones in the lineup. Stephen Vogt's adopted son. But let's go with we got this guy, Ted Schwartz. He is I can't believe he's an actual beat writer for the Twins. And he talks crap constantly about other teams. It's constant every single day on social media. He's talking crap about other fan bases and other teams. I stick to ours. Unless somebody says something, and then maybe I'll respond. I respond to Ted a lot because Ted talks crap all the time. He's talking crap about the Guardians again last night, blaming the Twins' injuries. He says, I don't know if the Royals and Guardians have an excuse. And he could be right, but shut up. Why do you talk about other teams? But, so I responded to Ted today because Ted is constantly whining about Royce Lewis. Oh, terrible luck for this kid. Terrible luck. Well, yeah, you know what? It would be terrible luck. But you know what, Ted? It's the 8th time Royce has been on the IL, and I don't feel bad for Royce. Normally, I would feel bad for a player. I don't ever root against a player. I don't ever root for a player to get injured, ever, no matter who it is. Even if I wouldn't have rooted for Ray Lewis to get injured. I wouldn't root for any Yankee to get injured. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't root for Royce Lewis to get injured. But you know what? Karma is a real thing. And Royce Lewis, in his rookie year, talking shit, acting like he never would struggle in his career. Karma's a real thing, Royce and Ted. He's been on the DL for eight times now. 8 times. I believe this is his 3rd season. Yeah. 8 times. Stop talking crap. Just play the game. Stop acting like you invented the game. And let's see what happens. Maybe karma will lift its foot off your throat. Because karma squarely got his foot on Royce Lewis's throat right now. But, so I just, I got to make a prediction for this coming week. Giants and A's. It's a good thing Tom Hamilton is off this week, too. So he'd have to lower himself to going to Sacramento, since all he's done all year is complain about it. Yeah, I know Tom Hamilton's a Hall of Famer, but he complains a lot on the air. Stick to play-by-play, Tom, and your home run calls, because those are great. But, so, I'm going to make my prediction. My prediction for the week, I'm going to be optimistic here. My prediction for the week is 1-5. 1-5. I think they'll go 1-5 this week. I'm going to be optimistic. I'm going to say they're going to go 1-5. They're going to get swept in San Francisco, and they'll pull one out in Sacramento against the A's. 1-5. And I'll go like this. I'll even make another prediction. Run differential for the week, -27. Okay? I think I'm being optimistic. We're going to say -27. We're going to, you know what? Well, let's go a little farther. Let's go with runs for the week. We're going to play 6 games. I'm going to say 15 runs. I'm going to say they score 15 runs this week. Okay? So run differential of -27. 15 runs. And 1-5 for the week. They'll pick up a win in Oakland because they're not winning in San Francisco. All right. And I am, believe it or not, an optimist. But there's nothing to be optimistic with this team right now. Zero. The current team they're putting out there, Vogt puts a trash lineup out there every night. Part of it's his fault, but part of it's the front office's fault. You know, it is. If you were going to trade, and I know he hasn't hit great, but if you're going to trade Jimenez, how about this? Have a replacement, not Daniel Schneemann. How about that? Can I actually say that wasn't a salary dump? I'm one of the people that gets pissed off when people say that, but I think that was a salary dump. Josh Naylor, I don't think they wanted to sign him. So that trade might end up being good, especially if Ciccone pitches well and they got that draft exemption, whatever the fuck that is. I don't know what that is. But so I'm really mad. I'm really mad at this point because I always go into the season optimistic, and this has been a disaster. This isn't the 70s or the 80s where 35-35 on June 16th I would have been happy with. I'd have been jumping up and down. They got to 500. No, this is different. And they're making it feel like that. So I fully expect when we meet next week at our regular time, 3:00, I really expect the Guardians record to be 36-40. And they could be in fourth place at that point. So it's not going to be rosy and cheery here until things turn around. Turn around, please. Turn around. Turn this thing around, Stephen Vogt, and make me look like a fool. But things are not. I just don't see them turning around at this point. So hopefully, when we meet next week, I'll be wrong, and the 1-5 will be. I'll be wrong on that, and it'll be better. But I just feel like I won't be wrong. There's no hope right now for this team. Let's look what they got coming up after Oakland. They come home to play Toronto. Then they play St. Louis, who's playing well. They play Toronto, who's definitely playing better. They're a wild card team right now. Oh, then they get to play the Cubs. Oh, then Detroit comes to town. Then they go to Houston. Oh, they're going to finally get to play the White Sox. Then the Athletics come home. Then they play the Orioles, who are playing better. I'm the White Sox and the Athletics are the only two teams that are worse. Everybody else is playing better than them. The Royals are not. That's coming up. But, that's after the All-Star break. It's not looking good, folks. It's not looking good. But I think we're going to finish now. We're going to end for the night. And hopefully when we meet again next week, things will be better. So have a good week, everybody. Go Guardians. and hopefully Stephen Vogt will save his job.